Good afternoon. On behalf of the administration, faculty, staff, and members of the 146 Corps of Cadets at Georgia Military College, I would like to welcome you to today's parade. I'm Cadet Shreyans Parekh, the United States Air Force Academy Falcon Scholar and a member of the GMC Junior College class of 2025.
And I'm Cadet Bianca McIntosh, a United States Coast Guard Academy Scholar and a member of the GMC Junior College class of 2025. And we will be your narrators for this afternoon's parade.
Today, we celebrate the signing of one of the greatest documents of all time, our United States Constitution. Drafted just over 236 years ago, in secret by delegates to the Constitutional Convention during the summer of 1787, this four-page document, signed on September 17, 1787, established the first official government of the United States. Through discussion and debate, the delegates divided the power of the federal government among three specific branches: the executive branch, the legislative branch, and the judicial branch. Each branch with their own powers and responsibilities, each with their own checks and balances, and all operating in subservience to the Constitution itself. As the work of many bright minds, the Constitution stands as a model of cooperative statesmanship.
GMC also remembers Prisoners of War and Missing in Action Recognition Day. This is a day that Americans around the globe pause to remember and honor those who were prisoners of war and those who are still missing in action, as well as their loved ones.
The POW and MIA flag flying on the campus flagpole symbolizes America's resolve to never forget our POWs and those who are still missing.
To join us in this special ceremony, Georgia Military College extends a special welcome to the guests and dignitaries who have joined Colonel Nelson Kraft on the reviewing stand, and would like to recognize a few distinguished members.
Dr. Jeff Wells, Georgia Military College, Vice President of Online Academics for our four-year leadership college.
George Hogan, Chairman, Georgia Military College Board of Trustees. Members of the Georgia Military College Foundation.
Mayor Mary Parham Copeland, Mayor of the City of Millersville. Members of the Daughters of the American Revolution. Formed on Grant Parade are members of the Georgia Military College Band. The band commander is Cadet Captain Liam Beecham. The company First Sergeant is Cadet First Sergeant Anna Anderson.
Our nation's colors and the 146 Corps Cadets are now marching on the Grand Parade. The regiment comprised of 4 battalions will form on the field to begin this afternoon's ceremony.
The Cadet Regimental Adjutant, Cadet Major Kylie Anderson, directed the band to sound Adjutant's Call and is conducting the Adjutant's March to center herself on the regiment to begin today's ceremony.
The commander of troops is now moving to the front of the field with his staff to receive the formation from the adjutant. The commander of troops for today's ceremony is Cadet Colonel Carlos Cifuentes.
Sound off is a ceremonial tradition that dates back to the Crusades when military bands marched and countermarched before using units designated to take part in the upcoming battle.
Sound off!
Again, welcome to Georgia Military College for our parade celebrating the U.S. Constitution and recognizing prisoners of war and missing in action. Your host for today's ceremony is Georgia Military College's Senior Vice President of the Junior College and Superintending Corps of Cadets, Colonel Nelson Kraft.
Regiment! Attention! First to be honored, Ecclescente! Hutch!
The commander of troops has ordered the colors to come forward for presentation. The term colors originated around the 17th century in the days when armies first adopted the regimental system. It was then decided that each regiment should be assigned a color. These colors not only made each regiment easy to identify, but also served as a rallying point on the battlefield. Today, we refer to our nation's flag, the state flag, and the command flag as colors.
Sir, cause present. Present the command. Reset! Reset!
gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the national anthem. For our guests in uniform and our veterans as desired, please render the hand salutes. For our guests in civilian clothes, please place your right hand over your heart.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Detachment, order, march! Order! March! Hurry! Press! Detachment, hurry! Press!
Colonel Nelson Craft, GMC Senior Vice President Junior College, and Superintendent Corps of Cadets, as well as special guest Dr. Jeff Wells, will now present the Distinguished Order of the Servant Leader Award. This award recognizes character excellence for those members of the GMC family who have volunteered at least 100 hours of community service in 1 year. The award consists of a medal and a certificate signed by the President. Please hold your applause until all of the awards and letters have been presented. This afternoon, we congratulate
Cadet Anthony Angelino. Cadet Yana Balodwala. Cadet Veronica Gillis. Cadet Michaela Roach. Cadet Kevin Waddell.
The second award for the Servant Leader Medal recognizes volunteers who have donated at least 200 hours of community service. This afternoon, we congratulate
Cadet Keely Fountain. Cadet Daniela Adiano.
The third award for the Servant Leader Medal recognizes volunteers who have donated at least 300 hours of community service. This afternoon, we congratulate
Cadet Alex Moreno.
The fourth award for the Servant Leader Medal recognizes volunteers who have donated at least 400 hours of community service. This afternoon, we congratulate
Cadet Emma Brown. Cadet Mason Tony.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in a round of applause to all award recipients.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Georgia Military College Senior Vice President, Junior College, and Superintendent, Corps of Cadets, Colonel Nelson Kraft.
On behalf of Mr. Hogan, our Chairman of Board of Trustees, and General Caldwell, our President, thank you for attending today's parade in honor of our Constitution and in recognition of National Prisoner of War and Missing in Action Day. And I want to give a special thanks to all of our parents that are here today, not only from GMC Prep, but we've got junior college cadet parents here from all across the country, and it is awesome to have you here today. Thanks for being here. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say we must never forget.
All great men should know that they didn't know everything. They knew they were going to make mistakes, but they made sure to leave a way to correct them. They didn't think of themselves as leaders. They wanted a government of citizens, not royalty. A government of listeners, not lecturers. A government that could change, not stand still. The president isn't an elected king, no matter how many bombs he can drop, because the crude Constitution doesn't trust him. He's a servant of the people. He's a bum, okay, Mr. Pitcairn? He's just a bum. And the only bliss he is searching for is freedom and justice. Joe Pesci's character was right, although I think President Biden might have a little exception to being called a bum, or any president. But he was right in the sense that our founders knew they weren't perfect, and they knew that the document that they wrote and left us was not either. But there is an escape valve. It's the amendment process. It has been used successfully 27 times, although over 11,000 attempts have been made to do so, according to the National Archives. Our founders were wise to include such a provision. It is because of that, as well as the Constitution's basic premise, that it is the people who should govern, and that through their elected representatives, they have a say, we have a say in our own destiny. The preamble itself begins with the words, "We the people." Furthermore, our nation has a Citizens National Defense Force led by our civilian commander-in-chief, our president. Many of you will take your place in that very defense force when your time here at GMC is done. When you raise your hand to take that oath, you will pledge your allegiance to the Constitution of the United States. No other founding document is mentioned, and some of you are currently serving and have taken that oath. The same oath that the President of the United States, that members of the United States Congress, and justices of the Supreme Court and the federal judiciary take with some variation. You see, not only does it serve as the foundation of their service and job, it is foundational to us, we the people, even you young people in the prep school in your daily lives. It is our firewall of freedom, like the soldier who stands guard at the gate, quiet but resolute, unnoticed but not unnecessary. When we gather in our places of worship or decline to do so, when we voice our opinions or refuse to do so, when we go to a movie, download a song, surf the internet, watch the news, buy a hunting rifle, it is that silent but deafening firewall of freedom, the U.S. Constitution, that allows you to do all those things. However, I do want to say, as citizens, we should never allow just our men and women in uniform to defend those freedoms and protect that Constitution. It is up to us to be the first line of defense so that they don't have to put themselves in harm's way unnecessarily. To illustrate that, I'll go back to Hollywood. This time I'll take you to the 1985 movie starring Goldie Hawn called Protocol. She is called before the United States Senate to discuss a scandal involving her as an employee of the U.S. State Department after she was practically sold to a foreign leader who was an ally of the United States. In that hearing, she tells the Senate chairman that she cannot name the name of the guilty party who is responsible for the scandal because it is, after all, her who is responsible, although she had no idea she was being used or was even part of the scandal. She said, and I quote, "Before I worked for the government, I'd never read the Constitution. I didn't even begin to know how things work. And I never read the Declaration of Independence, but I know that they had. The ones that we're talking about, the experts," she said, "they all read it. They just forgot what it was about. That it's about we the people. And that's me. I'm we the people. And you're we the people. And all of us. So when they sell me down the river, or some soldier who's wearing a lot of medals down the river, that means they're selling all of us down the river. All of we the people. And when you guys, when you spend another pile of money, and when you give away all those guns and tanks, and when you invite another foreign big shot to the White House and hug and kiss them and give them lots of presents, it has a direct effect on we the people's lives. So if we don't know what you're up to, and if we don't holler and scream when we think you're doing it wrong, and if we mind our own business and don't care and don't vote, then we just get what we deserve. So now that I'm a private citizen," she said, "I'm going to be watching you like a hawk." End quote. Who knew that Joe Pesci and Goldie Hawn would deliver such wisdom about our Constitution and government through their roles as entertainers? The script writers who penned those lines were spot on. We all have a responsibility, and not just at election time, to know what our leaders are doing. We need that Constitution, and we need them to honor, defend, and respect it, just like we ask of the men and women wearing our nation's colors. Our nation has been through times of calamity and tragedy. The War of 1812, the Civil War, the Great Depression, 2 world wars, the attacks of 9/11, and 4 presidential assassinations, with many other attempts. But that firewall of freedom has held. Together with the Declaration of Independence and the Bill of Rights, the Constitution is a part of the triumvirate of freedom. They are our documents because we are the people, we the people. They impact our lives, our daily lives, in fact, and we are all soldiers in the service to protect and defend them. Along with those soldiers we so honor and their commanders. So do like Goldie Hawn said and watch our leaders like a hawk, not just on election day. Hold them accountable for not only our economy, foreign policy, taxes, state of education, and our environment. Hold them accountable for defending, respecting, and honoring our Constitution. It has been an honor to be with you today, especially the members of the 146th Corps of Cadets. It was my honor to be asked by our President, Lieutenant General Caldwell, to deliver this speech. Thank you for your time, and God bless this college, all of you, our Constitution, and God bless the United States of America.
In recognition of his leadership and strong support to Georgia Military College, his exemplary service to the state of Georgia, and an appreciation for his visit here today, Dr. Jeff Wells is being presented with the GMC colors by the Regimental Commander, Cadet Colonel Carlos Cifuentes, Senior Vice President and Superintendent Corps of Cadets, Colonel Nelson Kraft, and Chairman of the GMC Board of Trustees, Mr. George Hogan, on behalf of the Corps of Cadets. Dr. Wells epitomizes the concepts of leadership and character that we want our students to emulate.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as Cadet Kaylee Bell recites our cadet prayer.
Please bow your head and join me in prayer. Almighty God, General of all life's forces, Commander of nature, we praise thy holy name. Visit thy presence upon us and all former GMC cadets. Reinforce us in our quest for knowledge, integrity, and leadership. Instill in us humanitarianism and bless our enemy, whoever he might be. lives free and envy, and make us champions of right and ladies and gentlemen of honor. May we glorify thy name in victory and be courageous in defeat. Help us to ever think first of our comrades, and secondly of ourselves, and always of thee. Guide our footsteps and cleanse our minds. May we be first in the service of our country and first in thy service. Lead us, O Lord, that we might lead. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Attachment, attention. Regiment, attention. Colors, house. March. Pass and review. Pass and review. Pass and review.
The regimental commander of the 146th Corps of Cadets, commander of troops for today's parade, is Cadet Colonel Carlos Fuentes.
Members of the regimental staff are Cadet Major Kylie Anderson, Regimental S1 and Adjutant. Cadet Major Kaylee Bradley, Regimental S2. Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Porterfield, Regimental S3. Cadet Major Anthony Johnson, Regimental S4. Cadet Command Sergeant Major Kimberly Delgadillo, Regimental Command Sergeant Major.
Eyes, height.
The chief
Ready.
preparatory band
Hunt.
and his high school
Hunt.
Cadet First Sergeant Anna Ennis.
Eyes, height.
Shirley Company is commanded by Cadet Captain Lily Ryan. Company First Sergeant is Cadet Lily McAdams. Delta Company is commanded by Cadet Captain Simon Patel. Company First Sergeant is Cadet Josh Walker.
Sir, this concludes today's ceremony. Character above all. Great job. Return with honor.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the Georgia Military College's parade celebrating the United States Constitution and POW and MIA recognition.
Thank you for joining us this afternoon.
The Junior College Corps of Cadets cresting ceremony will begin promptly at 4 p.m. this afternoon. Hope you can join us in welcoming our Junior College cadets into our ranks.
Great job.